In your assessment, do you think the US really understands Russian President Vladimir Putin? Does the US have a good enough grasp of himself and his options?
We can't tell exactly what he's going to decide to do, but we actually have a pretty good assessment of who Putin is by now. 22 years in power. I mean, we have changed presidents, 5 times in that time frame. But, we've got an awful lot of people who've been watching Putin very closely. And if you put him in the context in which he operates and in the old Soviet context before, he's more predictable than he might seem in terms of the way that he formulates options and his desire to have operational surprise. This is a critical moment for the United States, because what the Russian government wants to do, the Kremlin and Putin, is to also push the United States out of Europe. It's a challenge to the United States' role as a guarantor of European security, but also as a partner and an ally of European countries in the NATO alliance.
If Russia continues its military posture and actually further invades Ukraine, is it a failure of President Biden to rally his allies?
No, it's not. I mean, Putin, you cannot control completely the decisions of someone else. We are making it very clear to Russia what the costs will be from an intervention, and that's on them. I mean, if they decide to go ahead with it. I mean, it will prove, once and for all, that the Russians don't care about Ukrainian people. They just care about the territory, and this is, Putin and the Kremlin being able to lay claim to Ukraine.
Can you speak about President Biden's involvement in Ukraine? When he was vice president, he traveled there a lot, so he is very familiar with the country and the people. Has that helped him in this situation?
I think it certainly has, and I mean, obviously, he has an even longer interest in Ukraine, going back to when he was on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. That might have factored into some of the Russian calculations as well. But the Russians do see that Biden is, as president and formerly as vice president, somebody who's on the Senate Foreign Relations, somebody who knows very deeply not just Ukraine, but the whole of European security and politics, and Russia as well. We have to remember that as vice president, Biden met with Putin. He knows Putin, he knows who he is. All that 22 years that Putin's been in power, Biden's been out there in some capacity as well. So it's not like this is, as we said, the first rodeo for him. So, Biden has been in a different position from other leaders who, may be encountering Putin for the first time. But, Putin has, basically outfoxed and outsmarted an awful lot of people over the 22 years he's there by trying to basically use his experience as a operative for the Russian intelligence services, and Biden's well aware of that.